I can remember starting out very young and having a tremendous interest in spirituality. I felt that God was something that was not something that could be, that should have to be something that is distant and far away, that it should be right up close to man. His very experience should be very intimate with God and not something thousands and millions of miles away. And when I wanted to find out more about this, I felt that perhaps maybe the obvious person to go to is my neighborhood minister down the block, in which my parents would force me to go every Sunday to church and participate in worship. Well, I didn't feel too much from the getting up and the sitting down and the getting up and the sitting down, and that kind of church formality just didn't do too much for me. So I decided to take it a step further, and I decided, well, why not just go and talk to my minister and ask him, okay, listen, I'm here, why can't I see God? I'm here, I want to know if I can speak to God and intimately ask him a few questions, like, what am I here for? And why is it that humanity seems to be so inhuman to its own kind? I need to know all these questions, and I was never able to get a proper answer. And I decided, well, if I couldn't get an answer from my own preacher and minister, I would probably go ahead and search books and in some way try to find the answers for myself. Amazingly, as I continued this search, every step of the way that I took, something would come up that would bring me a little bit closer to the answers that I was looking for. And yes, I began to discover more and more that God was something that was something very tangible. I could see him. I could talk to him. I wasn't exactly sure how, but eventually I met my teacher to be, Sri Chinmoy, and when I joined him, I suddenly realized that my search had ended. Well, the first time that I met Guru, he was a very thin, athletic-looking kind of a guy. He spoke in a high-pitched voice, had a very strong Indian accent. I could scarcely understand exactly anything that he was saying. And for this reason, I didn't feel that he was my master, and I felt that absolutely not. He could not be my master. And it turned out I met him 7 months later and found out that yes, indeed, this was indeed my master. I had already formulated some strong ideas as to what I felt humanity was, and I felt that all men were brothers in humanity, and if I had and was ever to receive a master, he would have to tell me that. I saw a poster of him while I was taking some engineering classes up at City College, Sri Chinmoy giving a lecture at Columbia University. And I ran down and I went to see him. And yes, at the end of the lecture, I had managed to go into some kind of other state. I could presently be here, but at the same time I was experiencing a state of consciousness I've never known before. And it was beyond words for me. And suddenly something told me while I was in that state, open your eyes. And I opened my eyes to hear finally the words which I felt I needed my master to tell me. And he said, all men are brothers. And I joined him from that day. I went back into consciousness, and finally another voice opened up to me. He says, open your eyes, fold your hands, and bow. And I opened my eyes, and Guru was standing there no more than about 2 feet from me. And I was sitting in the back row, and he came around me, and he placed his right hand on my right shoulder and his left hand on my left shoulder, and that was it. I joined him from that point on.